everybody. It's me, the Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. It's Monday night, and this is Twisted Stitches. What a great night it is. We have been busy here. That's the me. We have been busy here in the studio getting ready for tonight all day, making sure we have a great show planned for you because we have so many things I want to talk about that I don't want to forget anything. So I've got some things set up. And we've got lots of goodies going on. So, Paul, why don't you tell us who's with us? I have to grab my phone here because there's something I want to share with everybody.
All right. We got Leslie Welsh-Flaherty in the house. Says hi there. And Anna Maria Milani. Good evening. Donna Nahajlo. Hello, everyone. Donna, awesome job on that sweater.
Oh,
Valentina. Awesome. Saw that. Vanessa Chisholm. Good evening. I think that's a brand new name.
Vanessa. That sounds like a new name.
Welcome. How did you find out about Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl? And Andrea Whitmore. Hi there, folks.
Hi, Andrea.
To which I say, hey, buddy.
I've been pushing.
And our friend Darren Showers from the Cape. Hello, beautiful humans. And Jillian Goldrich says, hi there, everyone. Beverly Reiser. Hi, you four. Kelly Kohlhofer says hello. Oreo is outside right now.
Yes, Oreo is outside. He ran out when I took Ben out for his walk. He was all cozy until the door opened this much, and then he scooted right out.
Pamela Rose Atkins is in the house. Hi, you two.
Well, it looks like we're working on a full house.
And Donna Nahajlo says,
birth book song.
Thank you, Paul. Andrea Whitmore. Hey, puppy buddy.
Well, look at all this crew. My goodness, how wonderful it is to see you all. You know, it's I posted something today on Facebook and it got lots of interests, and I was going to share it on our page today. But sure. I wanted to read it to everybody first. Yes, go ahead, Paul.
Jeff Grill says, I came for Oreo, and Oreo's outside right now.
Well, don't be leaving, okay? Hang around for a little while. Okay, so I saw this on Facebook, and I thought it was very interesting. See, sometimes you see a quote that strikes you, and, you know, life goes in so many directions. And so I read this, and it said, when you follow the crowd, you lose yourself. When you follow your soul, you will lose the crowd. Eventually, your soul tribe will appear, but do not fear the process of solitude. You know, that just kind of struck with me. It resonated that we have a little tribe here that we have grown into thanks to COVID. And thanks to all of you for staying in touch and staying together as the times change. And we talked a little bit about yesterday about actually it was Paul who said we're how many people away?
385 as of yesterday.
385 people away from 3,000. Do you know when COVID started, we had about 1,300 fans at Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl here on Facebook, and it's amazing how that number has grown. And we wanted to keep growing, and we want you to benefit from its growth always. So this week we're going to do just 1 week.
We want to hit that number this week. We should be able to do it by the end of the week. We've got 2,685 or 2,600 some odd fans.
Yeah.
We only need 385 more.
Think we can get it? You think we can get that many more? Well, here's the thing. It's what's important to me, more so than the number of fans, is that they are really people who enjoy the craft of knitting and crochet. So here's what I want you to do. And I need your help with this. And where's my bucket? Oh no, I had a brand new bucket that we're going to be using. Oh, here it is. This is the start, okay, to get 385 opportunities in here. So here's what we're going to do. First, we need to grow, and you've always been so good about that. So I'm asking you, so many of you watch the show, you tune in every week, you must have notifications on, but I have noticed that not everybody who watches us likes the page. So we can grow our community right there by you checking to be sure that you already are a fan of Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl with that thumbs up like on our page. So if you haven't done that yet, because when I get a notification, if you're not like if you share it or you like something, it will let me know that Paulette Meyer shared your post or saw this. Invite her to like the page. Yet Paulette Meyer watches it every week. So that's one thing. I'd love for you to do that. And then the other thing is, and Paul's really good at explaining this, so he's gonna pop in if I leave anything out. I'm gonna ask you to invite your friends, friends who you know. Like I know so many of you share our page all the time, and I'm so happy when you put a little note on it, on your share. You know, don't miss the show. There's some great stuff going on. But tag a friend, tag somebody who you think would like to join Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. Doesn't mean they're going to, but we have to let people know about us, and that you love us. When you love us, that's how the message gets out there. So invite a friend, tag a friend.
Let them know that you invited them.
Right, and let them know that you're inviting them. So you just put a little message along with your share or your invitation. Now, what's going to happen is every time you share, and you've got to have your settings set to public, because we have to know if it just says, if you just put that you shared, how do we know where it went if the settings aren't public? So we need you to help us out with that. And so every time you share, your name goes into the bucket. Every new like we get, every new fan we get, their name goes into the bucket. And so by the end of this week, if we reach, or I should say, when we reach 3,000 fans, we will have a drawing of only the people who have shared during this week to help us grow. We will have a separate drawing for a $100 gift card to Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl.
What was that?
That was what I said. I said a $100 gift card to Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl, because I think we can do it, and I want to really show you my appreciation. So let's get anyway. Oh, also, if you're on Instagram, let your Instagram friends know about us on Facebook, because they don't always work together. So I'm going to be putting a post up. I'll put up a post to explain it all in the post, but it's all about liking and sharing and sharing and sharing. Paul.
All right. Vanessa says, I'm new, but I usually watch the replay, but I've learned a lot. So welcome, Vanessa.
Well, thanks, Vanessa. We're glad that you let us know you're here. And
how did you learn about us?
Yeah, I wonder how you learned about us to begin with.
And Maria Brandt says, ready for 2-needle demonstration. Mary Brinkman says, yes, we've got a great tribe, and thank you for including me. Jackie Vandenberg, hi, Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl and Nitty Gritty Yarn Boy. Tara Carabello, Nitty Gritty Groupies. Gina Bates, hi, everyone. Jeff Grill, wow. Tara Carabello, we love you. And we love you right back, Tara. Leslie Wells Flaherty, VKL should help. Wendy Perry Snap says hello, and Wendy Perry Snap says, okay, I've shared today. Well, oops, shared. She was victimized by a spell check. And Gloria Hamilton says hello. All right, so let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Well, and those of you who said you're ready for the 2-needle demonstration, I purposely hold that off to give more people an opportunity to come on, because if I show it very early on in the show, then folks will miss it. So we have a little bit of interaction at the beginning, just to make sure that everybody is on and ready to see what we're going to show them. So we got a table full of goodies here, but I know that many of you are interested in the 2-needle working in the round. So I'm going to show that to you. So Paul, I'm going to ask if you could come over my shoulder, and I'm going to sit here. Here's my knitting. So I don't know if you've ever, well, how would I know? If you've ever worked a magic loop before, you know that you're using a very long needle. You're using one very long wire, I should say, to work in a circle, rather than using DPNs. Now, I don't care for DPNs. It doesn't mean they're not good. They're just not my favorite thing to do. They're awfully fiddly for me. So I learned this technique. This is what happened this weekend. I wanted to start this Alaska hat, and which I showed the other day. I wanted to start the Alaska hat. What happened was I needed size 2.5 short circular needles, like maybe a 12-inch round, because you can see this is not a very big brim, right? So what happened was I didn't have that size in the shorties. So I decided to take 2 different length and different looking needles. Okay. So when you're going to work in the round with two circular needles, you want to make sure that you have the size of your needle has to be the same. So that these are 2.5s. You notice one is a wood and the other one it's a metal tip. So they have to look different, or at least have different color wires, because you want to be able to distinguish one from the other. So for your cast on, what you do, you simply cast on all your stitches onto one needle, and I'll just use this piece here that's already started in a different project, a different demo. Cast on all your stitches, then take half of them, or somewhat half of them, and split it down the middle so that you have half your stitches on one needle and half on the other side. Then you slide half of them over. Okay, so that's just all one needle right now, right? You can see that. So I'm going to take these, half of them, and transfer them to my second needle, my second set of needles. Okay, so that's what I did to get started. You just slide them over. And then to knit, you're always knitting using the same needle. So if I'm going to knit onto my wooden needle, I'm going to use my wooden needle on both ends. So it's not like you're using this one and this one. You're using the same needle. So let me just show you how this works. I'm going to knit to this needle. See where my yarn is here, which means I just finished the front needle. I'm going to slide them off a little bit so that they're on the wire. And I'm going to slide the stitches that are on the wooden needle onto the wood part. So now I have
Okay, we should have audio now. Just if you guys could confirm that we have audio, that would be great. All right, can you hear us?
I just asked them to confirm audio.
All good.
All good.
Perfect.
All right,
okay.
we're back. Okay, so I'm going to start that again so that wherever we were will not be confusing. You won't have lost anything. So the stitches that you're going to knit will always stay on the same needle they're on. You're not moving stitches from your wooden needle to your other needle. Everything is staying right where it is. You're just using this other wire to give you the space you need to work in the round. So I'm going to take my other end of my wooden needle. I'm going to insert it into my first stitch. I'm doing a 2x2 rib here. Looks like my stitch got a little split there when we had to. Okay. So now I'm just going to take my stitches, and it's kind of like when you're working with DPNs, you still have to pull that first stitch nice and tight so that you don't have laddering in your work. Very important to hold that stitch. I always tell people the first 2 or 3 stitches, you want to keep them nice and tight, and then you can go on with your regular tension. So I'm going to knit across this row. It's going to take me a minute, so deal with me while I show you, because if I started in the middle, you would not have understood what's happening. So you go across your whole row with your ribbing or whatever it is you're doing. Now, this works really good when you have small circumferences and you don't want to use double pointed needles, or in my case, where I did not have the small circumference needle that I would have liked to have. For me, and even on a 16-inch needle, because I didn't have small enough tips, the needles did not meet on a 16-inch circular needle. You need a small enough tip when you're working in an area that small. So I'm just knitting and purling across here. By the way, the yarn I'm knitting with is Ella Ray. Ella Ray, and I lost the name of it. I'll have to find it. It's a gorgeous yarn, and it's working beautifully, as long as I don't lose my stitches. There we go. I can't remember the name of this yarn. Why is that bothering? Why did it leave my head? Indulgence hand painted. I think it's what it's called. It's lovely. It's a lovely superwash fingering weight wool, and I am loving knitting with it. I was determined as soon as it came in that I would be putting together a project with it, and I think this Alaska hat is perfect. I'm almost to the end, guys. Hi, Rayshawn. I just noticed Rayshawn is on.
Rayshawn D. Jones.
Rayshawn D. Jones is on. Everybody has you're like beauty contestants on our show. Paul uses everybody's full name. If you have one, like, too bad Cher wasn't on it. Her name would go really fast. I saw something today. A Vogue Knitting magazine.
Anna Munford says, hey.
Hi, Anna.
She's the only one I don't use all 3 names.
Calfayan, I believe is how we pronounce that one. I saw something today. I saw an article. I read something that there's going to be an article in Vogue Knitting magazine with Michelle Obama, and she's working with a very young new pattern designer. Very interesting. So that's an interview in Vogue Knitting magazine coming up. Okay, so I'm on my last 2 stitches now. So I finished. Just think about this, like you were knitting a shawl and you finished one row. Now what I'm going to do is going to take my work and I'm going to turn it so that I can work the other half of my circle, right? I've just worked this half of my circle. Now I've got to work this half. So I'm going to turn my work, slide the stitches that are on the black needle over to the needle. Take the stitches that are on the wooden needle, slide them down to the wire. And now my working yarn is on the wooden needle. I'm knitting to the black needles.
Karen Wills is in the house, says hello.
Hi. And now I'm going to do the other half of my row. First stitch is always, you want to hold it nice and tight so you don't have that laddering in there. When you're knitting socks, even sleeves, any small circumferences, whether you're using DPNs, double pointed needles, or you're using magic loop, doesn't matter. You want to have those first few stitches nice and tight. And I'll show you why. And let me just take these out of the way now. It's a little hard to do this standing up, so forgive me if my hands are a little shaky here while we're doing this. Okay, so now I just want to show you, move these over so I don't lose my stitches. But, oh, that's the wrong end. Okay, so here we go. Here's the end of my work. And that laddering is, see, I've got my purl stitches here, my purl stitches here. You want to keep that as tight as you possibly can at the seam. That's because that's going to be your seam.
Carolyn Oler, better late than ever. Don't know where my time gets.
Maybe you're painting, Carolyn. So that is simply put, using two circular needles instead of using knitting in the round with double pointed needles. You can also use magic loop method. This is a great method. I also use this when I'm knitting a hat. And you know, when you start doing your decreases on the hat and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, I just wind up taking another needle of the same size that I'm working with, and I knit from the hat onto the other needle, which brings the whole hat over to the next needle. And then I keep doing that as I decrease so that I don't have to worry about, you know, going to magic loop or, you know, using a different method.
Carol Briotti says, you're an amazing knitter, Paulette.
Oh, well, I don't know if I'm amazing, but, you know, I share whatever I know with you all, because if I can help make your knitting a little bit easier, I'm more than happy to help anyone, you know, in a little Zoom call, or if you're trying this or using this method and it's a little bit fiddly when you first get started and you can't quite figure it out, give me a call, send me a text. I'm more than happy to help you out with it. Sometimes when you're going to work in the round, this does help sometimes to knit your first maybe 2 or 3 rows before you join in the round. Because then you can always sew that in later on, but it does help to prevent you from twisting your stitches, from rolling them over on that needle, so that you don't have half, you know, you wind up getting all the way around. You go, oh, I twisted it, and there's just no way to fix it.
Carolyn Oler says, I was getting ready for a portrait class.
See?
And Donna Angelo, very helpful tutorial.
Well, good. I'm glad that helped you. So that's just a little tip that we have for today. And, you know, I don't want to forget all the other things that I wanted to share with you, because we may pop on again and we might save some of this for another day. But I did a lot of looking and research this past week, because we have so many beautiful colors that I'm thinking, how can I show them all to you and help you to see what we have in the studio. It's impossible unless you're here with us in person to see all of it. We can bring it to you this way, and just to give you a couple of ideas. So I went online and I found this great little article by Brunette of Manhattan, or Brunette from Manhattan is her name, and she does a lot. She does a lot of fashion And so one of the things I was looking at were colors. And when she, when she created all these little palettes, for example, these are the lilacs that she was talking about for summer this year. And when I looked at that lilac, and I was like, oh my goodness, we have the denim DK, and Jody's My Little Sunshine came to mind immediately with all these colors, because My Little Sunshine has such amazing colors. And so there's that, you could, put these together. And then there's United, which is a cotton and wool blend. We have Nuna. I mean, there are just so many. We've got some Apple Fiber Studios here. So I guess the most important thing here is, if you're thinking a project, sometimes you see your yarn and you go, oh, I need a pattern for this. But most of the times I'll go on, I'll be laying in bed and reading whatever, and I'll click on Ravelry, and I just go through patterns, and I find these great patterns, and then I go, oh my goodness, I wonder what I'm going to knit with, what yarn I'm going to use. Call us. Look at this. Look at these gorgeous blues. This is such great colors for the summer. These are the sorbet categories, and I'm happy to post all these on the website, on the page for you to see. Look at the oranges. Orange is a fabulous color to work with for the summer. And the reds, red is definitely for year round. And what I thought was gorgeous was, look at these, the neutrals, how pretty the neutrals are. I call this one summer tan. I like that. So look at those tans. So this is the yarn that I was working with before. This is the Indulgence Kettle Dyed. That's what it's called. The Indulgence Kettle Dyed. And it's a super wash, and it is just super to work with. It's a great yarn to combine with Painted Desert. And that's exactly what I'm doing for my Alaska hat. I'm using this for my solid color and this for the background. Really very, very pretty to work with. So that's what we've got there. I have some other projects that I want to share with you, because as I was going through these colors, I found a pattern that I thought was really super cool. So let me show it to you, and then we'll wrap up our night.
Oh.
What's that? Oh. What happened? I will do that. Don't worry about it. I will not forget about the sharing bucket. Okay? Thank you. Paul's afraid I'm going to forget you. I would never forget you in the sharing bucket. When I say wrap up our night, that's how we wrap up our night. So I found this great pattern. It's called Beachcomber. And I just loved the way she's got this little lace area down here, a picot edging on it, and the colors were just so pretty. It calls for a DK weight yarn. Let me see if there's another picture in here that I can share with you. I hate when but you can go on Ravelry and find it. Oh, here, it's a really pretty picture.
Hold on. So Lynn Gordon says, love the in the round a lot. And Carol Briotti says, Paulette, can you show us the new sweater close up?
Did you just snap your fingers at me? Did you really snap your fingers at me? What was that? I am looking. I don't know which sweater, sweetheart. Let me know which sweater it is, because I have a few things and I'm happy to show them to you. And as soon as we see it on the screen, what you're asking for, I'll be more than happy to stop what I'm doing and take it over to you. So this is the shawl that I found today. It's called Beachcomber. And I thought, how pretty would that be in these Ella Ray in the denim DK? So I think I'm going to have something new on my needles. I thought about in the denim DK. And then I saw some other thing. I'm just going to show you this one more thing, because I've been so excited today. I wish you could all have spent my day with me. This cute little Pebble Beach tee in the Nora magazine, number 18, I saw knitted in Karen's. And what a great little top it made. It was adorable. So just another idea. Always, there's so many projects you can do, interchanging yarns and just having such a good time with them. What's up there, Paul? What are you smiling at?
So, Carol, if you could let us know which sweater you want to see close up of. Ann Fitzgerald. Hey, that's Ann from Vermont. What is the pink and gray sweater?
Okay, come this way.
And Donna says, "Oh, Paul, you're gonna get it after the after the show."
He's snapping his finger at me. The camera wasn't even on me.
No, but you could. That's the point. You got to look at the camera, not at the
camera
screen.
wasn't on me.
No, but it's not the point. You got to look at this camera.
And smack you with yarn.
Carol Brody says the pink and gray.
Okay,
that's got to be the house.
So the pink and gray is called the Sonoma Dreams tee, and I just love it. I knitted it. It didn't take long at all to knit. Why are you laughing so much? Oh my God! So this is a adorable little. I'm going to take it off, and I'm going to throw it off. Now it's one hank of 2-ply mohair.
Yeah, I want some mohair.
I'm going to give you mohair. You're going to have no hair.
I have no hair now. That's why I want mohair.
This is 2-ply mohair by Art Yarns that we use for this. It knits up so quickly. It's a great summer piece. I just love it. You put it over a tank top wherever you're going, it's going to work. So cute little top, very light, very loose, airy. I could have made the sleeves a little bit shorter for me. I just kept going. Oh, I can roll them up.
Gina Bates says, you were hiding my Luma.
I was hiding your Luma. Well,
and Karen Will says, no snacks for him tonight.
No
LOL.
snacks for him. That's right. No snacks for him.
Beverly Riser says, sweater looks great.
There we go. Because I have such short arms.
Leslie Welsh Flaherty, yeah, that's the same level as waiting for Paulette in the driveway and honking the horn.
Honking the horn, right? My father would have come out if we were honking the horn. We would have told you to come back and act like a man.
Phyllis Mebby says, cute sweater.
Paul's in trouble. This is a new color of the mohair right now. We're going to be getting more of these in. I'm doing more and more. I'm doing mohair.
Yeah, you're the only one getting mohair because I'm not getting any mohair.
No, you're not. You know what Paul did the other day? Speaking of mohair, can I show them?
Hold on.
You know that big old beard he had? All gone.
But here's the funny part. I didn't say anything to Paulette about it. I sat down in the kitchen. We conversed for some time. And then I just started laughing because she never noticed that the thing she said she hated so much was gone.
I still hated it, whether it was gone or it's not gone. It was the least attractive thing you've done.
No, not true. Not
True.
true. Not
True.
true. Not true.
True.
Not true.
Very true.
Not true. Gina Bates says, funny, Paulette. Anna Maria Milani, yeah, now we can see those dimples again.
Right, exactly. Right? And it's funny thing was he's laughing at the table. He's doing that ha 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 laugh thing. He's got laughing. Like, what are you laughing at? He's like,
the fact that you noticed nothing.
You notice nothing. I only notice when it's there.
Ann Fitzgerald Patton says, what is the name of the pattern again?
This is called Sonoma Dreams. It's on our website. It uses one hank of the yarn. And
whoa, this bears repeating. Tara Carabello says, very handsome.
Well,
bears repeating. Very handsome.
So all the colors are on the website for the mohair. They are all special orders. So as orders come in, I'm stocking the colors. And so if you see something, just be patient. It'll take about 2 weeks before the color comes in for you.
Carolyn Ola says, Paulette, I have been there and done that too. Gina Bates, can you use another yarn besides mohair?
Oh, I'm sure. It's just a simple top-down pattern. I would use any fingering weight yarn. Like this would work for it here. Or you know what? You can even use.
Beverly Riser says, you two sound like us two today.
That's right. Well, we're all the same. We're all the same. You can use any of the art yarns I think would work for it. I can check to be sure with Iris, but I think that those would work fine because you're using a big needle. The thing is, you don't have the same yardage.
Mary Williamson says, you are a terrific model. I want everything you model, Paulette.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you. There are 620 yards on here. So let me check with Iris. You know, there might even be a similar pattern that's made for the merino cloud. And I think that might be your better bet. So I'll check with Iris tomorrow. I'll check on the website tomorrow, see what we can find for you. So before Paul snaps his fingers at me again, I'm going to go over to the sharing bucket. Speaking of sharing, don't forget, look at Ben. He's all wrapped up. He's like curled up on two different things there. Ben, what are you doing,
Hey,
buddy?
Ben, say hi, buddy. Say hi, Ben.
All right, we're going in.
Who wants to win?
Something that had 9 shares today, so I was writing a lot of.
Who
names
wants
down.
to win? Who wants to win?
I do.
Gina Bates says, thanks, Paulette.
You're welcome, darling.
Heather Campbell, aw.
Ready?
Jillian Goldrich, Ben is such a ham. Nancy Parks, belly scratch. Who doesn't love a good belly scratch?
Here we go. We're going in.
And the winner is...
Oh my goodness, Michelle Hirschfeld.
Yay, Michelle.
Yay. Yay. Well, thank you, everyone. What a great night this has been, except for Paul snapping his fingers at me. Other than that, it's been a lot of fun. And we will see you all maybe tomorrow. We'll see what happens, but we will be around. Thank you so much. We love you all. Have a fabulous evening. Stay safe.